Okay, welcome to your feedback on your pretest essay. Um, so I'm going to try and go through this and give you some general feedback. Of course, I'm not going to get to everything, but there's major things I want you to concentrate on going forward. So first, I really like the way that this layout is. Orange is a really good color for attracting attention. Um, and I really like your kind of subtitle here that makes it clear what you're kind of doing. Um, the first thing I just want to point out is just to make sure when you're using images, we still want to cite images like they would be any other piece of evidence. So that's something we'll go over in the class, but just something to keep in mind. Okay, so um, I like this first sentence. It kind of lays out what you're going to be talking about, which is really great. What I want to kind of call your attention to is this paragraph is really only two sentences. So what you want to be just careful of is there's a lot of information in the second sentence. Um, and so I think what you want to do is kind of break it up. And another thing I want to put your attention to is as the reader, when all of the sentences in the paragraph begin the same way, it begins to read a little repetitive. So just to work on trying to get the beginning of the sentence a little different. And I think by breaking up this second sentence here, you'll be able to do that. But really good use of the sources and the information here, so awesome job there. Okay, really great um, image here. I think using informational graphs like this is super important, so I'm glad that you did that. You can see the image itself has the source. You want to, again, like I said, as the first image, cite that. And usually the best place to do that is right below the image here. So you'll see again, those first two sentences all began with the, and we get to this third one and it's also the. So we just want to make sure that we vary the fronts of the sentences. Another thing I think we'll go over as we go through the class is how to embed links. I think for some of the links, like this one, it's short, so that's good. The second one's a little long, and so what we can do is like highlight text and link it to that particular article, and that gives us a cleaner look when we're reading. Sometimes for the reader, it's hard to read over these links, but I really am glad that you included the links. It's like citing, and so I think you already have a really good grasp on citation and making sure that you're getting information in there. Um, you've obviously done some good research. Um, And I think, you add some interesting language here. You sometimes got to be careful about how casual you get into, but again, really good use of information. I think, going forward, what I really want to help you with is like this is an extremely long sentence. It's got a lot of really good information in it. So I think, what we'll try and do this semester is really talk about how to, um, give information and then interact with it and give some more information. Um, it's great that you're putting in different references here. What we'll go over is you're trying to put a works cited or reference here, and what we'll go over, I hope, as I showed you the other day, you want to do an in-text citation that links back to a works cited or whatnot. Um, Perfect. But I like you have a theme on this whole paragraph about jobs. Um, And I like, you're making a very clear argument here. So that all that stuff is good. Like the stuff that I'm giving you right now is kind of like secondary. You're arguing with research, which is most important. Okay, so then we're introducing a counterpoint. Um, and you can kind of see, like, here you get into your stride. I see, however, therefore, since, according. You're styling this much better here. And a lot of good information. This is broken up. This paragraph is much, much better than those first two. So, and I think like most writers, you probably get into your kind of mode here, and you're able to get going much quicker. So just keep that in mind. Like when you're doing revision, you want to kind of concentrate on the front half of your work. But this paragraph's really strong. Um, it's great. You have the Apple Solar Farm, but you just want to make sure that again you cite that. Okay. And then good, more points here. I think I've already said the other stuff about the links. Um, this sentence reads a little clunky, so I just, reading out loud sometimes helps. So therefore, it is Duke Energy following Apple's example. I think you want to say that could benefit from solar farms over natural gas as a source of fuel. When you read, therefore, it is Duke Energy following Apple's example could benefit from. It just reads a little funky, so just clarifying there. Um, Again, be careful. Multiple paragraphs, multiple sentences with the tend to kind of bore the reader a little. So you get into good stuff, like I said, up here. So use that kind of as a guide for the rest of your writing. Um, but really good. I like that you put a video in here. Again, sometimes you want to look at YouTube. YouTube has different um, licenses on how you can use it and how you can cite it. So hopefully we'll go over that. But if you have any questions, just let me know. Usually on the YouTube website, where you get the video from, it'll say what kind of license this has. Um, Again, really good analysis here. What I think we also would like to work on is, you have these nice chunks of evidence. What I'd like to see is it kind of popped throughout here. Okay. And so here's where, you have the two threads and you're pulling them together. Um, this sentence here, I think is really interesting. You're doing a nice rhetorical analysis. Um, really good stuff there. I would just does not flow as smooth conversation with one another is kind of a confusing statement. So just trying to clarify stuff like that, and that's where getting another reader in would really help. Sometimes it makes sense to you, but it doesn't make sense to your reader. Really great ending here. I think overall this is really strong. I think you're coming into this class with a great understanding of how to argue and how to use evidence. So like I said, we're going to tweak these things. We're going to tweak sentence style. We're going to tweak how to get the information spread, the evidence spread throughout, and just working a little bit on citation. But this is a really good start, and you should be really proud of the work that you did. So look forward to seeing you in class, and let me know if you have any questions.